Good evening. How are you? Good to see you. Am I in the right spot?
Come on, man. You're the man. You're there.
How about all that?
Whenever you're ready, Mayor.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the regular meeting of Mayor and Council for the Borough of Glassboro for October 26, 2021 to order. Karen, could you please read the opening statement?
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, I hereby announce that adequate notice of this meeting as required by said act has been provided by adopting a schedule of regular meetings for the year 2021, which schedule was posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board as well as the Borough website and forwarded to both the South Jersey Times and the Sentinel of Gloucester County, filed with the Borough Clerk on January 2nd, 2021.
Thank you. Can we all rise to salute the flag, please? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Karen, roll call, please.
Mayor Wallace?
Here.
Mr. Costa?
Present.
Mr. D'Alessandro?
Here.
Mr. Fiola? Mr. Halter?
Here.
Ms. Miller? Here. Mrs. Spence?
Here.
Mr. Melandro?
Here.
Mr. Scafidi?
Present.
Mr. Brunemer?
Here.
Thank you. And first on our agenda is we have a proclamation for Small Business Saturday. This is our 11th year with this proclamation, and I will jump to the paraphrase to where now, therefore, I, Mayor John E. Wallace III, Mayor of Glassboro, New Jersey, do hereby proclaim November 27, 2021 as Small Business Saturday and urge all residents of our community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year, adopted at a meeting of Mayor and Council of the Borough of Glassboro in the County of Gloucester and State of New Jersey, held on Tuesday, October 26, 2021. And at this time, I will turn the meeting over to our Borough Solicitor.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We have two public hearings this evening. First is on ordinance number 2121, and that is an ordinance amending chapter 192, checks returned of the Code of the Borough of Clayton, Glassboro, regarding payments, penalties, and liens. If council moves for the public portion.
Move the public portion be open.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open to anyone from the public who wishes to address this proposed ordinance.
Hearing none, I move the public portion be closed, the ordinance adopted as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion from the dais? Seeing none, Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro?
Four.
Mr. Fiola?
Four.
Mr. Halter?
Yes.
Ms. Miller? Four. Mrs. Spence?
Motion carries.
And we have a public hearing on ordinance 2122, an ordinance amending chapter 97 of the Code of the Borough of Glassboro entitled Personnel Policies and Procedures. And this is to update and keep current our personnel manual and compliance with requirements of our JIF and MEL. If council so moves for the public portion.
Make a motion to open the public portion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. The floor is now open to anyone from the public who wishes to address this proposed ordinance.
Seeing none, make a motion to close the public portion and adopt the ordinance as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion from the dais? Seeing none, Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Casabone?
Yes.
Mr. Delisandro?
4.
Mr. Fiola?
4.
Mr. Halter?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
4.
Mrs. Spence?
4.
Motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of October 12th, 2021.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. We have no communication, so I'll move to committee reports and start with Council President Casabone.
Oh, yes, thank you, Mayor. Just letting everybody know that I am in receipt of the monthly report of the Police and Fire Department. Thank you.
Thank
For
you.
October. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Councilman Delisandro.
Yes, Mayor, I'm in the receipt of the September trash and recycling tonnage. Just like to make part of that in the record.
Thank you very much. Councilman Fiola.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'm also in receipt of the monthly budgetary report submitted by CFO Karen Passioni for the month of September of 2021. I thank her for that, and that's all I have.
Thank you very much, sir. Councilman Halter.
I have nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Miller.
I have nothing this evening.
Thank you very much. And Councilwoman Spence.
Nothing this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have no unfinished business. Karen, do we have any new business?
Yes, Mayor. I have a request for New Jersey State Firemen's Association membership application for Benjamin C. Josephson.
A motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Engineers report, please, Mark.
Just a real brief update. Things are slowing down for the weather conditions, but the High Street work's still ongoing. They're getting the water main in, has not been tested yet, but they're getting all the services in to get that work done. So that we get that completed, and then they'll be nearing completion of curbs so they can get the streets paved out there. They are looking to get building permits, so you'll probably see some construction once the roads get paved. And likewise on Lincoln Housing Project over on Ellis Street, they will be doing some foundation work there, but we've had a couple meetings yesterday and today trying to get some utility complex worked out that they found out in Ellis Street, so they're gonna get that going, so they're making improvements, but that's also slowing. They finally got some materials, so they're getting there, but they don't have all their materials, and of course now the rain season with it, so that's all I have at this time.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Any questions for Mark? Thank you again, Mark. And at this time, I'll again turn the meeting over to our Borough Solicitor.
Thank you, Mayor. On our consent agenda for resolutions this evening, we have the following. Resolution 269, authorizing execution of discharge of mortgage by the Borough of Glassboro for Anna M. Athy for 24 Snowfield Drive, Glassboro, New Jersey. And that is to pay off an $8,900 RCA loan. Resolution 270, authorizing execution of discharge of mortgage by the Borough of Glassboro, property owners Dominic and Dorothy Ferrante, 420 Stanger Avenue, Glassboro, New Jersey, again to pay off an RCA in the amount of $19,045. Resolution 271, authorizing change order number 1 for rebid of Holly Bush Drive roadway improvements. Resolution 272, adopting technology risk management standards in compliance with the New Jersey Municipal Excess Liability Joint Insurance Fund Cyber Risk Management Plans, Tier 1 requirements, NUP-PRO-TUNC. And finally, Resolution 273, resolution of the Borough of Glassboro, authorizing execution of an emergency contract between the Borough of Glassboro and Mullins Coughlin LLC for potential data security incident services, NUP-PRO-TUNC. They are the resolutions this evening on our consent agenda. Also for the purposes noted under each resolution on the agenda, if council so moves for approval, roll call vote.
Move for approval. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Casabone?
Yes.
Mr. Delisandro?
4.
Mr. Fiola?
4.
Mr. Halter?
4.
Ms. Miller?
4.
Mrs. Spence?
4.
Motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to open the meeting up to the public.
Move the public portion be open.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open to anyone from the public that wishes to address Mayor and Council.
And just shortly for those in the public who wish to participate, there are rules and regulations related to public participation. Please note there is a 5-minute limitation, and when you approach, would you please identify yourself and your place of business or residence? Thank you.
Mary Ann Control, 31 South Academy Street. I have 4 concerns I'd like to discuss with you. One of the concerns is the handicap signs over the next garage. It says, has a 15-minute, minimal time that you can be there. Has a handicap icon. That sign is illegal. According to the state of New Jersey, a handicap sign has to have an R7 and an R8. That's the international symbol for handicapped person, and the R8 would be the penalty portion of it. I brought that to the attention of the town. I don't know whether I told the ADA coordinator, but I did tell Sharon, and it's still that way. It's illegal. When I talked to the gentleman from Nexus, he said the town told him that they could put that. I don't really believe that, but I don't know how they got a passage of that parking lot without the correct sign unless they changed the signs. So that really has to be addressed because it's a legal sign. Alright, the second thing is the handicapped parking space over here on the side of the building. When a large vehicle, say FedEx driver or a large SUV, you can't, it's very difficult to get into the space. And what needs to be done is, and also, if you're in that space, your view is obstructed by this big vehicle here. So what needs to be done is you have to have some yellow paint, say at least a 10-foot line, so a car length is usually 10 feet from that space, so you can have proper view when you're, and access to get in and when you want to get out, so you're not clipped as you go out. And my third thing is independent freight. I spoke to the ADA coordinator. They are, in fact, today, as I was getting in my car at 6:15, they're still operating after 6 p.m. The permit says they have to stop operation at 6 o'clock. They hit the telephone pole again on Grillo Street, and it's been several months since I brought this up in this podium here. They don't have a handicap space, and they're required to have it. It hasn't happened. So, also today, on my way home from ShopRite, there's one of their trucks went down the wrong way, pulling onto High Street. Big traffic hold up with that. My fourth thing is that, actually this is addressed to the Borough Solicitor. I can't believe that Rowan Boulevard does not have video surveillance. With all the stuff that's going on there, with assaults, robberies, so forth, drugs. There are drugs there. There is a drug problem there that you don't have video surveillance. And, Mr. Solicitor, Richard was assaulted, and we asked for the surveillance, and you said there that you can't have it. Okay, I would like to know today, if we can't have that surveillance, can you make it available to the police department or to the judge? Because in the way you have it written, it's against security. Well, let me tell you, as a woman, if I'm walking on Rowan Boulevard and I get attacked or I get assaulted or robbed or anything like that, I want some proof there because you can't always have a personal camera on you, you can't always get to your camera to take some footage. With all that going on, why isn't there any video surveillance? So please answer my questions.
Well, as to your Oprah, I'd have to see specifically, Richard files a number of Oprah requests, so I'd have to figure out which one it is, and I'll look at it, but to the extent that was a response, I'm assuming there was a basis for me to issue that response, but I'm happy to look at it again, just to see if there's something I missed, but I'll have to look at it.
Is there video surveillance there? Does
Uh,
this council know? Do you know?
I would instruct that they not respond.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
I would instruct them not to address or respond to questions about any surveillance that the borough has in place, for the same reason I likely denied Richard's request, but I would ask them not to respond.
Okay, but you didn't answer the question. Can the police department have that video or the judge?
Mr. Cottrell, it depends on circumstances, and possibly yes, the police, but I'd have to have particular facts, specific facts about the incident, but.
Well, you do have, because you denied it. You do have that. You do have it. You denied it. Just look at your paperwork. I mean, it was just hidden in maybe 2 weeks ago.
I'll be happy to look at it again.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put my request into the police department for you to look at, because I did, we put it in through records, and that's what you did, you denied it, so you're gonna have to.
Ms. Cottrell.
I'm asking,
Ma'am, thank you very much.
Okay,
You
what
get your
about the other
findings. I will
cons-
tell you, and I assure you that all 4 of your points we have written down, we've heard them, we have them on record, and they will be addressed, and we will look into them.
all right, thank you very much.
You're welcome very much, thank you.
Seeing no one else from the public, I'll make a motion to close the public portion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The public portion is now closed. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve all duly authorized bills.
Move that all duly authorized bills be paid.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. Any comments from our borough administrator?
No, sir.
Thank you very much. And aside from thanking everyone that showed up and those that came and spoke and gave us their points to mayor and council, I thank you. Everybody have a good evening. And with that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much. This meeting is now adjourned. Our next regular meeting will be November 9th, 2021, 6:30 p.m. Have a good evening, everyone.